All right. So I have been doing the Figure Out Magic podcast for over 100 episodes. And I always realize that there's always like a little something, some little nugget that comes to me later in the week. And so starting today, our inaugural episode, every day, every week, I'm going to share with you a bonus episode. And my goal is to keep this under 15 minutes. It made me think about every week in my Figure Out Magic Society. It's my membership site. I share with them a a mindset nugget every Friday. And so I want to share that mindset nugget with you. And so you're like, what the hell is a mindset nugget? A mindset nugget is that so many of us get caught up thinking that in order to hit our weight loss goals, our fitness goals, find motivation, discipline, all that good stuff, it is something that you have to do. Well, sure. However, let's take a step back. The first place I got to go is I have to start thinking about that, right? It starts here in my mind. And so every Friday I share with the girls in the group, just something to think about over the weekend. And I do it on Friday because, we have more space on the weekends, if you will, right? It's not, the go of the week, trying to get a kid here, get yourself there, or, deal with, the things of, Monday through Friday life, where we might have a little bit more time to kind of like press the pause button and reflect on a weekend. And so this first place I wanted to go was I was thinking of the cult of belief, right? The cult of belief, the way I describe the cult of belief is that for years, and many of the women who are listening to this podcast, including you, we have been there, done that, and got the damn t-shirt, right? We've been there, done that. We have the smelly shaker bottles, the umpteen diet books on our shelves, the umpteen diet things I've downloaded in my inbox that I've yet to do or started to do. And then, shit got hard or life got hard or just things didn't work out. And so when I talk about the cult of belief is that it's the stories that we tell ourselves, the stories that we believe that in order to find success, it has to be hard. There are no rest days. It must look like a certain way. I must stare at myself in the mirror every single day, step on that goddamn scale all the time. The bro science that we've heard in the gym, I'm a recovering gym rat. So during these little mindset nuggets here, these Face It Fridays, I want to start breaking up with our stories. And as you listen to this, I'd love to hear like some of the stories that you're believing, right? I call it the cult of belief. If you think about any cult out there, there's a core premise of what the cult believes, and everyone gets wrapped around the axle around what that cult believes. And I know that seems like an extreme example, but if you think about it, some of these cults like were built around just random things. There was the cult in Texas, and they believed that some type of passing asteroid was here to save them, right? For other people, they'd be like, really? How come you believe that? What the heck? Where others of us believe we need to eat 5 meals a day. And we're like, and if someone, challenge us on that, like, you don't know. And so we all had our own beliefs that we have like pretty much put in cement, that I need to eat a certain way, that, especially if you came up in the bodybuilding world, you had to live off chicken, broccoli, brown rice, sweet potatoes, and Ezekiel bread. Oatmeal. Oh yeah, I forgot the oatmeal and egg whites. If that wasn't part of your diet, you aren't going anywhere. And I ate that way for decades. And so I really wanted to start thinking about what are the things that we believe that we have to do in order to hit these results, in order to get the results that we're like, for the love of God, can I get them? So the first place I want to start today is the belief that, in order to get the results, I have to work out hard. And I believe this, like I was that girl, like, I was, in the gym 7 days a week, going hard every single day. Here's what I'm going to ask you. Working out hard doesn't guarantee that you'll get the results you're looking for. In fact, it might be what's keeping you from actually hitting your goals. And I get it. Like almost every guru out there is telling you no pain, no gain. Your workout must look like this or you'll never, see your results. I was that girl. If I wasn't sore after every workout, then I wasn't lifting heavy enough. And if I didn't feel my soul leaving my body, was it a workout? Let me ask you this, like, does everyone who works out hard do these crazy ass results Are they able to keep up that pace for years and years to come? Are they able to sustain it? And that's what I ultimately look for in anything I'm doing, right? I got to work my reps. And so if you said to yourself, yeah, no, I did those kind of workouts, I'm still doing those kind of workouts. And every once in a while, I'm always like, oh, I got to take a breather. Oh, I got to stop, right? If you're crushing it in the gym with little to nothing to show for it, maybe you're a little fluffier. Maybe we got to look at what we're doing, right? And I have a client, she's like, Kim, I never really want to like look back. And I'm like, I'm not asking you to look back. I'm asking you to reflect. I'm asking you to say, is what I'm doing getting me the results that I want, right? Ask yourself smarter questions. And so when I was working full times at the gym, I would see these women flocking to all the group fitness classes for years. And I wouldn't see any change in their body, right? They looked the same year after year after year. And, what most women fail to realize is that working out hard is like putting water into a bucket with a hole. Sure, it may feel good. You may love what you see in the mirror at first, but have you fully considered the harder you work out, the more your body adapts? And you'll have to always keep going, finding ways to push your body harder and harder and harder. And at some point, you're going to be like, you've reached the top of your fitness mountain and you're like, I can't do it anymore. And maybe you feel this way right now. Working out once brought you joy. You loved it. You look forward to the gym. Now it feels like a grind. Like it just feels like, off to the salt mines again. And this is how my crazy ass workouts felt. It just sucked the joy right out of my love of working out, sucked the joy out of my love of being in the gym. I remember when I was competing, and it was probably like my last couple of years. And I remember me and another competitor, we used to go to a gym that was in a mall. And we were standing in the hallway of the mall. And we were both like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And we just like had this like bitch session for probably about 10, 15 minutes about just how sick we were of going to the gym, how sick and tired we were of working out. And then at the end of it, after we had our whole bitch session, we're like, okay, so do you want to meet at 5:30 for an hour of cardio? And I reflect back on that and I was just like, you know what, at that point, that was a sign, that my joy was gone. And the last competition I did, I remember it was my birthday. And my husband had called me and he said, hey, I made a reservation for dinner. I asked them, could they make, plain grilled whitefish, and can they make plain asparagus? And they said yes. And I said, okay, great. Thank you so much. I got an hour on the Stairmaster and I'll be home after it. And I'm on the Stairmaster and I cried. I was crying on the Stairmaster because I was like, is this my life? I was like, the fact that it's my birthday and I'm on the Stairmaster for an hour, self-prescribed, that my husband has to call around restaurants to fit into my crazy ass life. And that he can't just take me out to dinner and just pick a place. And I go and I don't scrutinize the menu. I go and I don't scrutinize the waiter. I don't pretty much want to go into the kitchen and cook it my damn self. And I'm like, or think to myself, oh, I got to get this in before I go. I was like, is this my life? Is this what I want to be, my life to be? And as I'm crying on the Stairmaster, I got off. I don't even remember how long I was on the Stairmaster. I don't know if I was on 10 minutes. I don't know if I was on an hour. I have no idea. I just remember I was like, I'm done. And I went downstairs and got dressed. And I'm like, as I'm like crying on the number one bus home, I was like, something has to change. I was just like, this is not what my life can be. And so, maybe that's you. Maybe you're like, oh my God, how did you know? Or maybe you're like, I love it. I don't care. I just needed to just kind of us have an open conversation that it can be different. And, this is what I know. Maybe you could keep going to the gym for a while, but you don't look forward to it. because you fear gaining the weight back, and that's what keeps you going. Or maybe it's just it's who you are, right? It's your identity. And that was my identity. Like, I was Kim, I was a fitness competitor, I was always at the gym. Like, I was like, hashtag gym life. That was me. That was my identity. And it's really hard sometimes to break free of what your identity is. But it's like, did I have other hobbies outside of the gym? Did I have other hobbies outside of like tracking my food? And maybe, and if I didn't track my food, feeling guilty because I didn't track my food, the high and low games that you have. And so here's what I say to you. Right now you have a choice. You can continue working hard with little to show for it. And actually there are a few women who choose to do it out of fear of the unknown, right? They're like, but if I change, what will happen? Or you could be that person who wants to find joy again in the gym, wants to find joy again in their food, and look forward to workouts, look forward to living their life without fear of like, how am I going to screw it up today? And just feel good in their body again, and finally see the success that you've been looking for with less time and less effort. Now, if that sounds like you, right, I think you need a metabolic reboot. And in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be talking more and more about this metabolic reboot that will be happening at the end of the month. So if this sounds of interest to you, do me a favor, hop on the wait list. And that way you'll be the first person to know when I open up this metabolic reboot program. And so that you can be like, if this sounds like you're done on the stair mill, done on the Stairmaster. I don't even know. Do they make Stairmasters anymore? Am I dating myself? Either way, hop on the wait list if this sounds of interest to you. But either way, I just wanted this to spark a conversation. And if this sparked a conversation, do me a favor and hit me up in the socials. You can find me at Kim Jefferson Coach on Instagram as well as on Facebook. All right, ladies, enjoy the rest of your weekend.